How's it going? I am James Higgins. How are we? I'm just going to do a little video on a little topic, maybe continue doing this. I've just got back from the gym, so I had a shower, so I'm going to be heavy breathing. So yeah, we're going to do a little video on things to leave in 2016. It's been a mad old year. Kind of things have gone a bit crazy. We've had in England, we had Brexit, where the public voted to leave the EU, and then in America they've just had, I'd like to say probably a record presidential campaign for just total fucking stupidity and bollocks spoken every day for the last 6 months or however long it was. Yeah, some of them rallies were comedy gold. So yeah, things to leave in 2016. I think I'm going to start it off with political correctness. It's been a mad idea for that. Like, I've seen things seem to have gone up a notch on social media for political correctness and how people lose their heads over comments, and it seems now that, you know, that it was almost something that's come from schools. Kids have been taught that they're almost dumbed down at school, I think. Kids are taught to taking part that counts, you can get a medal for finishing last, that kind of thing, and that kind of thing I think creeps up on you, and it seems like a generation, I think even the back end of my generation, then the next generation, they can't kind of hack the real world, and that it isn't, you know, it's not like a Disney film, it don't rain lemonade every day. Like examples like kind of Obama, you're kind of almost labelled a racist, especially if you're a Trump fan. He's a moron, of course. But yeah, if you know, he got a Nobel Peace Prize for saying he's going to abolish nuclear weapons in America, and then he's spent billions and billions, if not trillions, on nuclear weapons since. So you don't like his, you know, way of running the country, and then you're labelled racist just because he's black. So that's kind of, it's a tough topic, of course, but it just seems a bit crazy. I mean, I've got a couple of like examples. There's a big one, or not big one, but in England about 6 months ago, about banning the word gay at school. You can't ban a word. Has there ever been a time that banning something has stopped it? Because I'm pretty sure drugs are banned and everyone bloody does them. It's mental. Like, cigarettes and drugs are banned at school and you do them. I don't think if you can't stop kids smoking a joint at lunchtime, you're not going to stop them saying, "Johnny, you're gay." Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So seeing all these kind of news stories pop up, and like on Newsnight there's features, and you have like someone from the LGBT, DC, NQ community come on, and saying how you've got to ban the word gay. It's mental. You can't ban the word gay. Like, and nobody, I don't think anyone, when they say gay, like, you're gay, they actually associate it with literally sucking dick. I think it's just a word, like, but it's all gone too far now. Like, if you can't keep banning stuff, it's just not going to work, and in my opinion it's going to make it worse. If you write a letter and everyone gets a letter at home, and like me mum gives it to me, like, Jim, I've got a letter from Miss Wheatland, she says that you're not allowed to say the word gay anymore. You'd be straight like texting your mate on me Nokia 3310 going, "Wait, have you seen the letter?" Definitely calling Johnny a bender all day tomorrow. Like, you just would. So yeah, like, thoughts on the matter. You've just got to kind of go, what it happens. Because, you know, we all had our I got ripped at school for having 2 pubic hairs. So what are you going to do? Send a letter home saying, "Don't call Jimmy 2 pubes"? Probably not. The next one is again something stemmed down from schools. I think in education is kind of, you can be whatever you want and it's all fine, which in your own little world it may be. But like things like kind of, it's another tough topic, but obesity and kids at school being it's okay to be fat. And a thing that come up on Facebook about a month ago and was doing the rounds for ages, which was really annoying, was tag a mate who wants to have sex with Shelley, and then she'd be some grotesque fucking build-up woman, Russian shot putter or something. And you got all of these for like a month, and then you got all the do-gooders writing big Facebook posts saying you can't body shame these people and all of this. And again, it's like, can you not criticise anyone anymore for anything? If someone's got massive gammy teeth, like, I've got a gap in my teeth, call me gappy. Someone once said, come up to me in a night out and tried to, said, can I put a 50p piece between your teeth? I'll let him do it, it fit, that was it. You know, like that, when you kind of get the political correctness do-gooder write this big spiel about you can't body shame these people and all of this. Well, I'd rather you body shame a obese woman and a girl or boy, sorry, and it makes them start thinking and they actually get better, because at the end of the day it is a serious health issue being fat. You know, if someone's eating McDonald's every day, that ain't normal, and you know, we're all a bit abnormal. This is definitely a bit abnormal, but kind of having that kind of diet, it's not normal. Number two is gonna be, it's another hot topic of Alan's hot topic of 2016. It's kind of the rise. It's kind of to do with social media driven again, but feminism. But again, it was an organisation that started like through great morals, kind of the women having equal rights, right to vote. You know, abortions as well, like kind of having the right to do what they want with their bodies. Obviously that's incredible. But then you get this kind of, it's like dubbed third wave feminism. And you just got all these stupid terms, and it's kind of more hating men and bashing men, and it's all a bit mental, to be honest. See a load of things on Instagram, like these hate groups about men, and there's different words. There's one called man spreading. Rosie Millard, I don't know if you know her, come across her, she does a lot of this. She's like a feminist author, broadcaster, whatever. And yeah, she goes on about the men feel that like they have to be dominant, so they spread their legs. But we do have this couple of things, three bits of thingy going on down here. Mine isn't so big, but it's just the way it is. I can't sit like that. I've got a tiny penis, I'm going to be honest, right? I can't sit like that. That's uncomfortable, like squishing. That's about comfortable. So, unfortunately, if you had bits down there, you might sit with your legs, but yours is neatly tucked away, isn't it? A little pretty little thing, all neatly, all lovely. Hopefully it's groomed, but it's all sitting lovely, and we've got like that. Me squishing already. You probably hear it. The other one is mansplaining. The Oxford Dictionary term for mansplaining is when a man explains something, and usually in a patronising or condescending manner. I think that's just somebody you don't like that much telling you what to do. I don't think you need a term. I don't think there's a term the other way around. No. And it just seems a bit like it's more divisive than anything, kind of having these terms. And yeah, in Sweden they've started a phone line to see if for women, when they're anxious, if a man's been explaining something and they need to vent your frustrations, so you call up the old Swedish woman mansplaining line, male speaking. Dave's just telling me how to drive again, bloody doing me head in. There was something with a Jonathan Pye video a month ago, and he was going mad at all the political figureheads around the world, and at one stage he called the witch Theresa May a bitch, right? So then this argument proceeded to fill up my Twitter timeline. It was bloody funny. But a woman went absolutely doolally at him, because he used a gender-specific insult at her. And again, she can't escape any criticism whatsoever. She's an absolute witch. She wants to abolish the Human Rights Act, which is mental. So yeah, for her to then go crazy, saying he's sexist because he called her a bitch. I mean, if you call me a cock, does that make you sexist? No, I'm a cock. I am a cock. I'm a cock and a dick. But don't make you sexist. If you want to call me a cock and a dick, I'm not going to accuse you of being sexist. It's, again, utterly absurd. All these cases of kind of women sticking up for other women on this feminism thing, like Hillary Clinton was one recently, like with the recent election. Hillary Clinton's like a spokesman for women's rights and all of this, which is obviously, it's a noble deed. But she's not a spokeswoman for women. She can say she is all she wants, and you can think she is all she wants, but she ain't. So you can stop agreeing with her till the cows come home. And like with a woman in America that voted for Trump, she's labelled anti-feminist straight away. That's just it. And that is so wrong, because Hillary Clinton, she may be a spokeswoman and she may say that little girls can grow up to be whatever they want. Well, I can do that. Like, it doesn't make me some like god of feminism. It's utterly absurd, because you've got the Clinton Foundation estimated to have stolen £2 billion from the Haiti earthquake fund. A lot of kids and mothers lost their homes and couldn't afford to rebuild them because she stole the money. I wouldn't say that was forward thinking and progressive kind of activist for feminism. Yeah, I mean, that's just... And another one is Saudi Arabia. She's in bed with Saudi Arabia. They cut vaginas off lesbians. Well, she's shaky handmate with them, which, again, it don't really sit well with me. So, you know, it's a mad time to be alive, because if you're a woman, you can't be anti-Clinton because you're kind of anti-feminism and anti-women almost. And it's like, no! Dig a bit deeper than the newspaper or Facebook and you'll find all this out. It really isn't hard. But that's a big problem. And a lot of these are keyboard warriors that sit on too much time on social media and kind of want this self-gratification of a few likes by sharing this Hillary Clinton quote. When, you know, dig deeper than the Facebook timeline and you get to the good stuff, I tell you. And there's a lot of it there. We don't need it in your face. Don't need to be thinking about it. You know, we don't need this divide. We're all as one, aren't we, men and women? Like, I think we are now. Certainly not in you know, Hillary Clinton's pals. But I got a little bit disturbed, so I had to have to carry on an hour or two after I started this. So I'm now half dressed. But yeah, so we've got another incident on the whole kind of political correctness, feminism thing. This happened today. As if I'm doing a video about it, and then we get a big case of it happened today. So we got the actor Steve Martin. These are the cases that are really hard to actually kind of deal with, because these older people and they don't really speak, or like they're not aware of it as much as us. So anyway, we've had Carrie Fisher die a few days ago. She was obviously in the Star Wars, and we've got Steve Martin, fine actor. Yeah, so she died, and he tweeted earlier on today, when I was a young man, Carrie Fisher, she was the most beautiful creature I'd ever seen. She turned out to be witty and bright as well. And that was like a nice little tribute to one of his friends. He'd known her for the majority of his life, in the same field of work, good friends. And that was just a little tribute. That trying to bash out a tribute about one of your friends in 140 characters is quite hard anyway. So you've got to choose your words wisely. So he's obviously probably taken a couple of big words out and replaced it to get it all in. But because he's got most beautiful creature in there, then he's got tons of abuse on Twitter today, to the point that he actually deleted the tweet. It's just not even a talking point really, to be honest, but he's felt the need. So he's going to be sitting there just feeling like this shame and anger, all for no reason, just because he was giving his friend a tribute. But I mean, how do you now? You can't even compliment anyone, because like you're allowed to compliment women and say they're beautiful. You say, "Oh, you're the most beautiful creature I've ever seen." That's like sexist. It's like if someone said that to me, I'd be like, "Bloody thanks, thanks, mate. You're beautiful too." It's madness. I bloody love a bit of Steve Martin. You can't be, hounding him for calling his friend a beautiful creature. Absolutely mental. I was going to do a few more points on this video, but I feel like I've gone on quite a lot. So that leaves me some more topics for 2K17. Do you know what I mean? So by the time that I'll put this on, it'll be New Year's Eve. Yeah, so that's it with my thoughts on 2016. I just think we kind of need to dumb down on the mental feminism and the mental political correctness, because it's seeming to drive a big wedge in between communities of people. I think that we need to not ban things, but be more tolerant of people. I think we have progressed a lot, and just because the media are telling us we haven't, doesn't mean we haven't. We really have. Like, mad old world, mad old year. But let's all stick together. Right, wicked. Well, this is it. James Higgins, things to leave in 2016. Have a good one.